Hello, so it's another time for skate stories. If you are keep up with my channel, I know I'm not uploading a lot, and that's because I'm in peak cross country season, which is a sport I do. But I'm getting back into it, and I'll be uploading more soon. But so today's my story about when I went to Woodward West and my experiences there. Now, Woodward West is a action sports facility, and it's out in Tehachapi, California. So, pretty much ever since I started skating, I heard about Woodward West, and it's sort of a legendary spot with like the best skate parks. So I've always been like aspiring to go there, but I never had the chance. This summer, however, I was really hoping to go, except financially I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to. But I started off the summer by going to a 2 week long backpacking Boy Scout camp, and then 3 days later, after I came back from that, I staffed at another Boy Scout camp for 2 more weeks, which is like 4 weeks straight. So I got a postcard in a box one day when I was staffing up at the camp, and it had three boxes. Do you want to go to Woodward West? And then what week? So I was like, what? So I put it in and then I sent it back, and then lo and behold, I come back for one day, and I'm not sure if I have a position yet in camp. And the Sundays when they start taking campers, on the Sunday in about 9 in the morning, they call us saying, yes, you have your spot. So I drove all the way down there with my mom. Our car pretty much broke down on the way down there. I was so excited. And remember, at this point, I haven't skated for pretty much 4 weeks straight, which is a lot of time for me. And then we get there, and I'm really late because I got there at 5 o'clock, and then like check-in is between 2 and 4, I believe. So I was a little stressed out, and I was like really anxious. So I quickly get some dinner, but we're not quite allowed to skate the parks yet. So we're just hanging out in our cabin. I just got assigned to a random cabin, and I took a bunk there. And we just started skating flat ground outside, and that's when I started meeting people. And the people there are really awesome because they have a lot in common with you. They're the same age as you. So it was really cool seeing the people. So after that, we got to skate the skate parks that day, and they analyzed us on groups to see how good we are to see for instruction. Now, I'm going to talk about instruction because that's a big aspect of Woodward. So pretty much after you eat breakfast in the morning, you do stretches, and then you go in your instruction group, which is a group around 10 skaters and two or more instructors, depending on the thing, and you skate with them, and they'll help you or motivate you, and you go to assigned skate parks throughout the day. And now lots of people think this time would be really bad, but I think that was one of my favorite times of the day because you just had like a group of people trying tricks to motivate you. And normally when you just skate on your own, there's not as many people and there's certain obstacle you're skating, which can be good and can be bad. So instruction goes all the way to probably 11 something, or I think maybe 12. And then, so that's already you have like 3 hours of skating in. And then you have lunch. And personally, what I just did is there was a little place outside where you could get hamburgers. You could get a hamburger really fast with one or two, and you could just eat it and then be back in the skate park within 5 minutes. So every day I did that so I could get an empty park. And then the rest of the day pretty much was free skate. So there were also activities within times like that to do, which I'll get into in a second. But for free skate, you can go to any park and you can pretty much do anything you want. You could go down to the canteen, which is like a little place to hang out, or you could go and try like the different trampolines at a gymnastic place, which was really fun. Personally, for most of the free time, I spent it in art park and street. There was a indoor street plaza because those are my favorite parks there, and I spent just like probably 5 hours in those parks every day. So now I said a little bit ago that there were activities that you could do, and these activities are what makes Woodward awesome. So, for example, you may have seen this, you may have not, because it's sort of popular, but they have a really long elastic sort of rubber band thing, and they pull you back and it slingshots you forward, and then you have to weave through these cones, a slalom course to a course. They make you roll dizzy and then ride a board with backward trucks. That's just like one of the fun competitions they had there that got to participate in. So that was awesome. Oh, we also got to go see the mega ramp, and you could skate it. You couldn't skate from the very top, but they let you roll in on the massive roll in. I rolled in from 3/4 of the way up. Couldn't do the full way up, but it was really awesome. So there's activities like that the entire time, even contests, and I'll get into contests in a little bit. Now, so pretty much skating ends at 10 o'clock. They just shut the lights off at all the parks at 10 o'clock. And normally, you'd like most people skate outside at night actually, because I don't actually know why, but outside sessions are really fun at night, probably because it's cooler. So then after the skating stops, you go to your cabin. Everyone takes turns taking a shower, which takes a lot of time. And then usually like you just talk with people. Maybe there'll be a little activity like you might watch a skate video together. And then lights out is at 11 o'clock. So that's just a general like sort of build of the day at Woodward and different activities that could go in there. Now I'm gonna talk about different things such as like contests there were and really like special activities. So I got to participate in contest. It was on the second to last day, and I chose to be in the beginner contest because let me just say the kids who skate there are incredible. However, after I did my first run, because they do 30-second runs or maybe a minute long runs, they moved me up to intermediate. So we were skating the intermediate contest, and I was doing fairly simple tricks. Except my first run, I pretty much stomped everything perfect, and I was going off a bank, and I landed like a waist high front shove, like with like insane steez, like perfectly, which like I could never recreate that. So I was super hyped. In my second one, it was really awesome because I also hit a little hubba there. So, however, there were lots of really good people there, and they were doing things like the three flat three and the rails. So I wasn't very sure, but I actually won third place in the intermediate contest. Now, although almost everyone was there was better than me, that was actually the main reason why I won. They were too good for the intermediate contest, so they were sort of booted out of it. Even there was this kid, I think he's 12 years old, I maybe a little older, and he does kickflip backflips on lock. Um, and his brother was also there, and they were both insane skaters, which is awesome. But I ended up getting third, so technically I beat them, which was really awesome. Now, later that day, they also have an advanced skate contest where you have to sign up way before in advance, and it's really serious, and that's where you can win like a deck and stuff like that. And watching that is incredible because these kids are doing the craziest tricks on one of the hardest parks to skate there. So that's pretty much what the contests were like. And now I'm going to talk about my favorite activities, which were on the very, very last day. The last day makes it like really special. So for the first activity, it was sort of like a King of the Road mock-up. I think this one was actually on the second to last one day, just to clear that up. And pretty much what you do is you get in a group. They assign you a random group with about 5 kids and one instructor, and they give you this big list, and it'll say like different skate parks when they're open, when you're not allowed to skate there, and then a list of tricks you can get there to get a certain amount of points, pretty much like King of the Road. And some of them are skateboarding related, and some of them are completely not skateboarding related. And I got a fairly good group, and it was so awesome to do that. It was one of the most fun experiences in my life. Just things that we did, for example, I learned ollies up 4 stairs, and I like did a really sick manual on like a sushi ditch, which is a different type of manual pad that I've never skated before. They pushed me to do like a wall ride, and then I also did really funky things like I dropped in on the vert ramp with just socks, like no board. I just like slid down on my socks, staying standing the whole time without touching my feet. So there were little fun things in there like that. So the next part of the day after the little King of the Road segment is they're gonna do some big like foam pit like race, which I thought, okay, that's gonna be whatever. So I'm in the very back of the foam pit along with everyone else, and they start it. And for the older kids, they have a massive wall of foam they make, so it's really hard to climb over. And I'm one of the last ones out of the foam pit. However, you have to climb up the big roll-in, and they force us to wear socks, so it's really slippery and nearly impossible. Now, almost no one's going up to the very crow's nest. The crow's nest is where you have to go to win, because everyone's just sliding down and taking each other out. So I used like my own strategy, which I'm not going to say in case anyone goes to the same week as me. And I got to the very top, and then I got to the crow's nest. And right as I got to the crow's nest, a friend that I had who I skated with pretty much the whole time was there too, and they had a big wall of foam there as long as well. And it was a competition for like a hat and some like sunglasses, maybe a sticker. So we were just digging through the foam trying to get there as fast as we can. And I thought we had to get to a guy standing on the right, but we actually had to get to like the entrance of like the crow's nest was standing on the left. So I lost the contest because of that, but it was really fun. So on the very last day, they have one more activity that was really awesome, and for some reason I couldn't remember the name of this. I thought about it for so long, but I'm gonna explain this. There's one park called Poco Loco, and pretty much it's like a big pump track, and you can just pump through it for hours. So they get everyone to go there, and then pretty much you just pump around and you try to stay on your board. You can't push, you can't step off or anything. You can't go fakey, so you can't like stall on ramps or anything. And you just whoever survives wins, and then staff will be sharks to push you off. And it was super fun. And actually, Professor Schmidt, if you know who that is, came out on a shark board and just started skating there. So it was really, really cool. He's just one of the many really cool people I met there. I met many people I saw in different videos before, and the whole Kinetic crew, which is a new up and coming brand, was there, and they were doing the craziest things. So that was my personal experience with Woodward, along with sort of like the guidelines of what Woodward is usually like. So I think by making this video, I think you guys could see what it could be like what Woodward is like, and then a personal experience I had with it. Now, if you went to Woodward, you'd have those same sort of experiences. However, they'd be obviously attuned to your trip there and different in different ways. Next year, I'm planning on going back as a dish dog, which is a staff position for 2 weeks, as long as I get the spot. I don't know, because they haven't opened up applications yet, or at least I'm not sure if they have. So I'm really excited to go back. I met some really cool people there last year. And if you have any questions about it, just leave them in the comments below. Thank you for listening to this story about Woodward. Awesome experience. Now I'm going to play my highlight reel of clips right now.